Coming up tonight on the news at 5. Now more than ever, small businesses need your help. Why they're hoping you shop local this holiday season. Plus, a Great Falls woman turns her passion into a support group.
From Montana's news leader, this is MTN News at 5.
Good afternoon and welcome to the News at 5. I'm Jessica Nelson. Thank you for joining us. Lincoln Public Schools have announced they will continue with remote learning into 2021, while some other local schools are set to return to in-person classes. According to a post on the Lincoln Schools website, the district extended online learning through January 4th because of the rising number of COVID-19 cases in Lincoln and the number of close contacts. In the East Helena School District, Radley Elementary School is going to resume in-person instruction on Monday. The school shifted to remote learning 2 weeks ago as several teachers were out due to COVID concerns. Montana City and Clancy schools are also expected to be back in their buildings on Monday. Health officials hope cell phones will help with contact tracing for those with coronavirus. Apple and Google phone users can receive an alert if they were near someone who later tested positive. Now, these alerts are only available in 15 states so far. Here's how they work. First, the alert app must be activated. When someone is using the alert system and they test positive, a health official sends them a PIN number to put into their phone. Any other phone near that person in the previous 2 weeks will be alerted. All right, time now for a check of our forecast, our Black Friday forecast. What do you have for us, Curtis?
Well, for the most part, it was a bright Friday. We did have a little Chinook Arch cloud formation right over the Helena area, parts of Cascade County as well. It's making for a real nice sunset out there right now, but quiet on the radar. However, you know, that wind is making some noise up here off of the Rocky Mountain front out across the north central part of the state, including Great Falls and Lewistown and Havre. And of course, it includes the Cut Bank, Browning, and East Glacier areas as well. We've had some gusts up over 50 miles per hour. They could top 60 miles per hour through tonight into tomorrow in this area. So, yeah, the wind is making a little noise. Widespread this weekend, sunshine. There's going to be a lot of sunshine here over the next 7 to 10 days. Do have to talk about a few flakes. Nothing big, 20, 25-inch snowstorms like we've had, and it's a heck of a high that will stick around here. I'll let you know just how dominant this high pressure will be coming up in the full forecast.
Thanks, Curtis. This year, Black Friday shopping is expected to involve a lot more online shopping, but that could benefit large retailers while leaving small businesses in the dust. A lot of retailers are pushing customers to their online stores this Black Friday. As MTN's Matt Hosoffel explains, while that may be fine for the bigger chain stores, it could really hurt the same group that's already had a tough year, locally owned businesses.
I've essentially ran the store with my husband. We had 8 employees previous to this. So I've been here essentially a little over 200 days straight.
The tough year isn't just about Black Friday for small businesses.
A lot of businesses in Great Falls are turning themselves inside out to find new ways to meet the needs of our local customers.
But this time of year typically kicks off the holiday shopping rush and hopefully a successful end of the year for these businesses.
It is sort of the kickoff of the holiday shopping season. It's not quite as busy down here until usually about December 10th, second week in December. But this year, actually, we are seeing a lot of increased traffic a little earlier in the year.
One advantage that major retailers have over these small businesses is resources. All businesses, no matter the size, have to consider capacity limits and social distancing this Black Friday and beyond. That makes online shopping a key part of this holiday season.
We have a lot of our inventory online.
We actually spent a lot of time this summer on when we had downtime, when we were quieter, and set up a whole online shopping experience for people.
Both Beth and Allison say even with the adjustments they have made, what will ultimately decide their fate this year is the community.
Every dollar that we spend right now is a vote for the kind of town that we want to live in. And so if we want to live in a town that has independent coffee shops and bookstores and outdoor stores, then we need to support them, not just when it's easy, but when it's a little bit more challenging.
Both businesses have made other adjustments as they try to adapt to holiday shopping season during a pandemic. American Express created Small Business Saturday in 2010 in the midst of a recession. Now they say 62% of small businesses in the U.S. reported they need consumer spending to return to pre-COVID levels by the end of the year in order to stay in business. A new effort is underway in Great Falls to raise awareness about human trafficking. A support group for victims and survivors starts meeting 1 week from today. MTN's Coulter Anstad introduces us to the woman behind the effort.
I decided that I wanted to just start a group because I'm the type of person that likes to just talk about what I've been through.
Chelsea Lanphier recently moved to Great Falls from Oregon. When she realized there were no groups locally dealing specifically with the issue of human trafficking, she created a support group called Solid Ground. The issue is something she became passionate about through her involvement with a nonprofit in Oregon that works to end human trafficking.
It really struck me because I myself can resonate with some of it. I was not a victim of sex trafficking, but I did traffic materials.
According to the National Human Trafficking Hotline, the hotline was contacted 87 times in 2019 by people referencing human trafficking in Montana. 38 cases were reported last year. Lanphier says she's gotten a lot of positive feedback since she started advertising the support group.
It makes me feel excited for victims and survivors.
In Great Falls, Coulter Anstad, MTN News.
When we come back, we'll check in with Curtis for a full forecast update, and later, even our minds need exercise. I'll explain mind gyms when we come back.
Tracker weather starts now with Chief Meteorologist Curtis Greveness.
Back, treated to a beautiful sunset here. Thank you to a few people that shared some pictures. I was inside working, real hard. The Dill Allen family sending this picture in, looking at that Chinook Arch cloud formation over the Continental Divide. You can see the scratch gravel hills right there. My friend Will Ebert getting another vantage point of that cloud. Color is gone, the sun is going down, but that cloud remains. How about this? The first night of night skiing up at Great Divide. Conditions look pretty good. They will be including a few more tickets for online purchase here, 50 more tickets to be exact, as we get into Saturday and Sunday. Limited number of tickets, season pass holders only right now. Could get a little of that cloud with the nice color underneath from our geyser cam. 46 degrees in Great Falls. Wind gusts almost to 50 miles per hour. We don't know, we have no clue about that in Helena here because the wind is light, if not calm. 37 degrees, feels like 32, but really strong wind up here off of the Rocky Mountain front out across the north central part of the state. There you can see those wind speeds. Again, sustained winds 38 miles per hour in Great Falls, and then the gusts, of course, getting up pretty high there, close to 50 miles per hour. So under a high wind warning. This area in the state here through tonight, through about noontime tomorrow. After that, the wind will begin to subside here a little bit later through the afternoon. Little wind in the Helena area through tomorrow afternoon. And then Sunday looks pretty nice with light wind for a lot of the state, with the exception, of course, the Rocky Mountain front there with some strong wind once again. On the radar, showed you that before, nothing going on. Pretty quiet for a lot of the country. A couple of snow showers into the higher terrain of New Mexico, and we've got some rain right along the Gulf Coast. So here's what will happen. A little minor front coming through the state for tomorrow. Partly cloudy skies, a little in the way of some wind for the Helena area, some strong wind in the morning hours, certainly across north central Montana. After that system goes by, not a lot going on. Sunday will be a mostly sunny day, really pretty nice day. Monday, a little system trying to approach later in the day with some clouds, and we could have Monday night into Tuesday a few snow showers, light snow accumulation, but that system is gone by the time we get into Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Look how there is no precipitation anywhere near Montana, and that's because of that dominant high pressure that will continue to keep a lot of the west dry all the way through next weekend. Now, snowfall amounts, we could get a little snow again Monday night into Tuesday, maybe a coating up to an inch or two, but most of these states looking at just a little light snow shower activity again Monday night into Tuesday. Tonight's a real windy night here off of the Rocky Mountain front, howling winds, low temperatures fairly mild, it's in the low 40s around Great Falls. Out the High Line here, temperatures down into the 20s. Look at that, Stanford, a low temperature of 40 degrees. Our average high temperature is lower than that. And around Helena, we should be in the 20s. Here's the forecast for your Saturday tomorrow. Very windy off of the Rocky Mountain front out across the north central part of the state. Temperatures in the 30s and the 40s for the most part here. Not the warmest of days with the wind. Helena calm to start. We'll have a little of that wind through the early afternoon. Here's the 7-day forecast, and yeah, there's that little bit of some snow coming through Monday night into Tuesday, and then we're back in the bubble, so to speak, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe even Tuesday of the following week, still under the influence of high pressure with sunny skies and calm conditions in the valleys and Fort Great Falls. Very windy tonight and tomorrow. Sunday, a little on the breezy side, but that's a pretty nice day. Mostly sunny with temperatures in the 40s. Low 50s on Monday with some light snow likely Monday night into Tuesday, and then we're back in the bubble with sunshine and a little breeze Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday.
For those who struggle with issues like anxiety or depression, there is no magic cure. But one group shows us how they're trying to help people with those challenges by giving their minds a workout.
It's hard to know what so many of us face by just passing by.
I had lived in a very dark place for a very, very long time.
But when someone like Taylor Tripp lets you see their struggle.
That's okay. Yes. Yep, I was in my last rope.
You can grasp the strength of mental health's grip.
They feel hopeless.
A battle psychotherapist Shelley Miles says we can't fight the same way anymore.
When they come here, we're trying to give them hope and help them see that there's another way to help themselves.
To her, that hope is here.
So we're looking at the connections in the brain and how the brain's connecting.
Shelley owns the Mind Gym, where they specialize in neurofeedback.
So we put electrodes on the head. We're monitoring live brain waves.
She says in a recording of the brain's waves, she can see certain activity associated with challenges like depression or anxiety.
So if people have too much or too little of something, then that causes them to have symptoms.
She says they then train the brain to perform better. This patient's brain is rewarded when his brain waves are in a certain range, with a screen that brightens and a sound that plays in his headphones.
The brain's training to do what we're asking it to do.
Conditioning, just like any other part of the body.
Your brain is a muscle, and it's just like if you were to have a sprained ankle or a broken leg. You can't expect somebody to run a race with it.
Shelley sees these methods as a way to treat mental health beyond traditional paths such as medication.
It's kind of like an onion, it'll unfold stuff. So the importance of having a counselor while you're doing neurofeedback is important.
Though it is not approved by the Food and Drug Administration, the National Institutes of Health says it's an alternative method that has shown improvement in treating many mental health disorders. But its report suggests the benefits aren't long-lasting.
I'm able to sleep for the first time in my life.
Taylor Tripp says her sessions twice a week for 6 months have undeniably worked for her.
Colors are brighter, food tastes different. It's beyond words, really. To know that it could have transformed my life in that way so long ago, nobody should be struggling right now. Like, that this is out there.
Coming up next on the news at 5, the Fort Peck Dam is the largest filled dam in the world, and it's right here in Montana. We'll take a look back at the history of the dam.
As news leader, you're watching MTN News at 5.
Welcome back with us. The Fort Peck Dam is the largest filled dam in the world. 80 years ago, it officially opened in eastern Montana. It was and still is one of the greatest engineering marvels of all time, and its construction helped save the state during the Great Depression. Here's more about this incredible project and its place in Montana history.
Imagine it's 1933. America is in the depths of the Great Depression. There's no work to be had and food is scarce. Many around the country and here in Montana were in despair and the future looked grim. But one man gave them hope. His name? Franklin Delano Roosevelt. When Roosevelt took office that same year, he and many in the government set to the task of getting the country back to work. And one of the first places he turned was to Montana.
There had long been plans to control the flooding on the Missouri River, and the best way to do that was through a series of dams, the largest of which would be built right here in eastern Montana. What would follow next would be one of the largest construction projects in human history.
To get more of a sense of the size and scope of this project, I stopped by the Fort Peck Interpretive Center, run by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, and spoke to Director Sue Dalby.
The dam itself was huge, 4 miles long, out here in the middle of the northeastern prairie. It was almost 3/4 of a mile wide at the base, 250 feet tall, and just 50 feet wide at the top for Highway 24 to go across. The spillway alone is over a mile long, a concrete chute that handles floodwaters when we need that, and hundreds of miles of roads developed, 50 miles of train tracks developed to haul supplies and gravel. It was just a massive project.
A massive project that at its height saw over 10,000 workers, all living in temporary Corps barracks or makeshift boom towns, complete with schools, churches, restaurants, bars, and even a theater. And while people came from all over the country to work here, it was Montanans who had the first crack at jobs.
Many of them came from all over Montana. The Depression had hit Montana, 10 years prior to 1933. They were already suffering through the Dust Bowl. And so many Montanans came over to Fort Peck to work on the dam. The railroads were, really saw a benefit from the project. Power was brought from Great Falls. Contractors from all over the state and across the nation really were brought in to work on the dam as well. From surveying to seismographic work, to trucking, gravel pits, digging, excavation companies, you name it, they were needed in this project.
Work at the dam was round the clock. It was grueling and not without hardship. In fact, some 60 people died during the construction. Today, there's a memorial that sits overlooking the dam to commemorate those who were lost.
Despite the setbacks on the project, the workers forged on, and in October of 1940, work was completed and the dam officially opened. Today, the dam is a massive power station. It also helps control flooding along the Missouri River, not to mention being a great place to catch some fish. But Sue thinks its legacy goes a little bit deeper than that.
I think the Fort Peck Dam illustrates the human aspect of Montana and the rest of the nation in the 1930s and how it really helped people make it through some tough times together. They found each other, did things for each other, and enjoyed each other's company. People really came out of the construction of the Fort Peck Dam era with a feeling of gratitude as well as accomplishment.
An accomplishment that is a testament to hard work, innovation, fortitude, and the belief that no matter what walk of life we come from, if we come together and have common vision, we can do great things. Reporting at the Fort Peck Dam, Krista Rose, MTN News.
To learn more about the Fort Peck Dam, check out this story at KTVH.com. Coming up next, you might want to take a dive in this pool. I will show you the world's deepest diving pool when we come back.
Tonight, an NBC News investigation into a record number of COVID outbreaks in nursing homes and whether they all have the tools to protect their residents. Plus, for the kids, the rhyme and reason of why there is no stopping Santa this year. We'll have that tonight.
Montana's news leader. You're watching MTN News at 5.
Check this out. Divers took a plunge into the world's deepest pool, which is located in a small Polish town, with its deepest point at 147 feet, called Deep Spot, and it beats the Y40 diving pool in Italy, which is the other large pool. The main part of the pool is 65 feet deep, and then the deepest part is surrounded by a large concrete tube, so visitors who prefer staying dry can use an underwater viewing tunnel located inside the pool. Wow, that's impressive. It actually holds more than 2.1 million gallons of water. That's a lot. That's all for us tonight. Have a great rest of your Friday.